Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. GA. Curtis confronts Drew. It started with a phone call Curtis Ashford wasn't meant to hear. Late night, the lights dimmed at the Savoy. Music gone, just the hum of the ice machine in the bar. Curtis had forgotten his phone in the VIP lounge. When he returned, it was lighting up with a missed call. But it wasn't his phone that rang next. It was Drew's. Curtis heard his voice down the hall, low, urgent. "No, we stay quiet. We can't afford the fallout if this leaks." Silence. Then Drew again. "Curtis can't know. Not yet." Curtis froze. That was all he needed to hear. 2 days passed before Curtis confronted him. Not because he needed more evidence, because he needed more control. Exploding on impulse never served him well. This time, he would take a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. The opportunity came at GH, in the rehab center. Drew was visiting a veteran friend. Curtis, still adjusting to life post-paralysis and trying to find his rhythm, wheeled in for his therapy session. Their eyes met. Curtis nodded. "Got a minute?" Drew hesitated, clearly caught off guard. Of course. They moved into a quiet hallway, tucked between vending machines and linen closets. Curtis wasted no time. "Who can't know what?" Drew blinked. "What?" Curtis's voice dropped. "Don't play dumb. I heard you. The night at the Savoy. Talking to someone about keeping me in the dark." Drew's shoulders tightened. "That's not what you think." Curtis's eyes narrowed. "Then tell me what it is." Drew looked away, exhaling. "I was trying to protect you." Curtis scoffed. "That line always comes before the betrayal." "It's not betrayal." "Then what is it, Drew? What exactly are you protecting me from?" Drew hesitated, then said, "There's something going down, connected to Aurora. And possibly ELQ. There's been insider movement. Money shifting hands that shouldn't be. It ties back to a shared venture." Curtis frowned. "Shared with who?" "You," Drew admitted. Curtis blinked. "What the hell are you talking about?" Drew looked genuinely torn. "It's about the tech company we invested in last year, New Vector. The AI firm based out of Seattle. One of their former board members is under SEC investigation. It turns out he funneled money through Aurora accounts. You signed off on one of those investments." Curtis clenched his jaw. "Are you telling me I'm caught up in a fraud scandal?" "I don't think you knew," Drew said, "but your name's on documents." "And you were going to let me find out when? When the feds knocked on my door?" Drew looked away. "That's not your choice to make, man," Curtis snapped. "You don't get to decide what truths I can handle." Silence hung thick between them. Curtis continued, voice bitter. "You of all people. You know how I operate. You know I've worked my entire life to be above board. I built the Savoy from nothing. I played things clean even when the streets didn't. And now I find out my own friend is hiding dirty money under my name." "It wasn't your money," Drew insisted. "It was a routing mistake, on their end." "But the optics don't care, do they?" Curtis shot back. "All it takes is one headline. Ex-private investigator tied to money laundering through Aurora. Doesn't matter if I'm innocent." "I'm handling it," Drew said. Curtis's voice sharpened. "At my expense." Drew stepped forward. "You think I wanted this? I've been trying to fix this before it blew up. I've been pulling records, meeting with accountants, risking Aurora's reputation to cover both of us." "I didn't ask you to do any of that," Curtis said. "What I needed was honesty. And I thought I was protecting a man already dealing with enough." Drew shot back, voice rising. "Or did you forget the bullet that left you in that chair?" That stopped Curtis cold. Drew immediately looked regretful. "I didn't mean it like that," he said. "No," Curtis said quietly. You meant it exactly like that. Curtis turned away, gripping the arms of his chair so tightly his knuckles paled. This is exactly the kind of thing that breaks people, Drew. Secrets. Control. Thinking you know best. I was trying to spare you. Curtis laughed bitterly. You want to spare me? Don't drag me into deals you don't understand. Don't tie my name to money I haven't touched. And don't talk to me like I'm too fragile to face the truth. Drew dropped his head. Curtis leaned in slightly. I stood by you when you lost Scout. When you went to prison for Carly. I supported you when you were trying to figure out who the hell you were after being Jason's twin. And this is how you repay me. I wasn't trying to hurt you, Drew said, eyes glassy. But you did, Curtis said. And now I don't know if I can trust you. Later that evening, Curtis sat in his office at the Savoy, lights low, whiskey untouched on the table beside him. Marshall entered quietly. Heard you had. Curtis looked up. You could say that. Marshall sat across from him. Drew? Curtis gave a slow nod. He made a bad call, Marshall said. Yeah, Curtis muttered. But what if he's right? What if the fallout would have wrecked everything I've worked for? Marshall leaned forward. Son, you're strong. But strength isn't just about resilience. It's about knowing when someone's made your load heavier by lying about carrying it. Curtis looked away. And now what? I cut him off. That's your call, Marshall said. But if a man doesn't trust you enough to tell you the truth, what's the friendship really built on? Across town, Drew sat in the Quartermain den, drink in hand, staring into space. Sam entered, pausing when she saw the look on his face. Curtis. He nodded. Sam sat beside him. Did you tell them everything? Yeah, and I think I broke something I can't fix. She was quiet for a moment. You did what you thought was right. And it cost me one of the best friends I've ever had. Sam rested her hand on his. Then you fight for that friendship, the way you fight for everything else. A week passed. Curtis avoided Drew's calls. Focused on physical therapy, rebuilding the Savoy's business model, and putting his name through a legal sweep. He wanted clean paper, clean associations, clean everything. And still, something itched in the back of his mind, the feeling that this was deeper than a finance scandal. So he went digging. What he found chilled him. New Vector wasn't just a tech company. It had quietly developed AI-driven surveillance software. The kind the OSP would salivate over. The kind that could track civilian movements. One of the shareholders was an offshore account tied to Valentin Cassadine. And the name Drew Kane was all over the internal security memos. Curtis knew what he had to do. This wasn't just about business. It was about intent. So, he waited for Drew. At Aurora, top floor, empty office. When Drew walked in, Curtis spun in his chair to face him. Drew froze. You found something. You bet I did. Drew closed the door. Curtis. Why is the WSB connected to a company I helped fund? Drew sighed. It's complicated. Make it simple. I was approached by someone connected to the Bureau. Months ago. Drew admitted. They asked me to invest in companies that could give them legal access to developing tech. In exchange, they'd provide immunity for past operations I was part of. Curtis leaned forward. You made me an unwitting front for a WSB deal. They said there'd be no risk. I'm not your pawn. Drew. Drew stepped forward. Curtis, I swear. I didn't realize how deep it went until after we invested. I've been trying to untangle this ever since. I didn't want to drag you in. I tried to fix it before anyone got hurt. Curtis looked at him, wounded. You already hurt me. Silence. Then Drew, softly. What do you want from me? Curtis exhaled. The truth. From now on. No half measures. No more, I was trying to protect you garbage. Just the truth. All of it. Drew nodded slowly. You'll have it. Curtis studied him. You've been through hell. I get it. But I'm not a piece on your chessboard, and I won't be blindsided again. I understand, Drew said. Curtis stood, gripping the arms of his wheelchair, pushing up on braced legs, still shaky, but standing. I may not be able to run, he said, but I can damn sure still stand up for myself. Drew blinked. Curtis. I'm not out of the game, Curtis said, and if this WSB mess goes south, I'm not going down with you. Drew nodded. I'll clean it up. You have my word. Curtis didn't smile. But he didn't walk away either. And in Port Charles, sometimes that meant a friendship still had a fighting chance. The end. Would you like a continuation of this story? Maybe involving the WSB, Valentine, or even a connection to Jason or Anna? Or would you like to flip it and tell the same events from Drew's point of view next?